Hey there, this is LA from kkministry.com. I first want to let you all know that this video will be simulcast in my podcast on iTunes. I am covering Job chapter 1 in this message. I will be reading from the English Standard Version followed by my commentary, which will be in the LA KK Ministry paraphrased version. Let us begin. Job chapter 1, English Standard Version. Job's character and wealth. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. There were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. He possessed 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 female donkeys, and very many servants, so that this man was the greatest of all the people of the east. His sons used to go and hold a feast in the house of each one on his day, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And when the days of the feast had run their course, Job would send and consecrate them, and he would rise early in the morning and offer burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Thus Job did continually. Satan allowed to test Job. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. The Lord said to Satan, "From where have you come?" Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it." And the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, who fears God and turns away from evil?" And Satan answered the Lord and said, "Does Job fear God for no reason? Have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face." And the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch your hand." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Satan takes Job's property and children. Now there was a day when his son and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And there came a messenger to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys feeding beside them, and the Sabines fell upon them and took them and struck down the servants with the edge of the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, there came another and said, "The fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, there came another and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 groups and made a raid on the camels and took them and struck down the servant with the edge of the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, there came another and said, "Your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house, and behold, a great wind came across the wilderness and struck the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young people, and they are dead, and I alone escaped to tell you." Then Job arose and tore his robe and shaved his head and fell on the ground and worshipped. And he said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." In all this Job did not sin or charge God with wrong. Note that Satan was not even contemplating attacking Job until God basically said to Satan, "What's up, Satan? What have you been up to?" And Satan basically said, "I'm just kicking it, going to and fro, walking up and down the earth." And God said, "Have you thought about attacking my main man, Job? He's perfect, blameless. He fears me, and he shuns evil. My man Job doesn't even have a clue that he's getting ready to come across under a serious attack." Satan said, "Go ahead with that, God. You got Brother Job seriously covered, protected on every side. Everything that man touches, more money because of you. If you start taking away his wealth, he will curse you to your face. So God said, all right, I give you the authority to touch everything he has, but don't you touch him. Don't put your hands on Job. So Satan took off to do what Satan do. And we read about all of the things he took from Job, starting in verse 13. But what did brother Job do? Verse 20 tells us that he worshiped. And verse 21 tells us that Job said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. By the way, this is something we all need to remember. If we should leave this world before Jesus returns, everything that we have in this world will remain in this world. Once we enter into the dimension of sleep as Christians, all the material things of this world become immaterial and irrelevant. Then Job said, blessed be the name of the Lord. How many of us would be able to say that after losing so much? Then verse 22 tells us that after all this happened to Job, he sinned not. He did not sin, nor did he wrongfully accuse God. By the way, if you are a follower of God, going through a tough time right now, do not accuse God. Instead, move closer to him. This is how you will make it through your trial. And when it's all said and done, you will come out of your situation stronger, wiser, and with a lot more faith. Question: why do you think God directed Satan to Job, and what is he trying to tell or teach Satan and us by Job's experience? Please answer in the comments. Thanks for watching. God bless, peace, and love.